guys, it's Ben from CNC Applications, and today I'm going to give you part 1 of 2. So this is going to be more about turning of the MillTurn demo. Here's a part that I previously created, so standard model. You can import other file types. Here's ours. So as you can see, we've got a bit of milling, bit of turning, bit of drilling, face driven and cross holes. So I'm going to put this into the view that I'll be working in predominantly. Here's MillTurn. I'm going to have a 1 turret single spindle machine, and let's start off by drawing our stock material. I'm going to say that I've got an extra 2mm on there, 1mm and 1mm, so you can see I've just got a bit of material to take off now. Now this layer is called CAD, and as you can see it's a solid, so I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to create myself a wire layer because I want to create a wireframe of this model for us to turn. So what we need to do is, in a sense, slice the component in half. So if we go into here and draw a free sketch, and I should change my plane, and now I can draw around it. And I'm going to create that into a plane. You can see I'm only highlighted on the one line here. If I want to select them all, if I go shift click, it closes the contour. Go OK on that, and it says click OK to OK, and now I should have created a plane straight down the middle. Great. Let's come out of that. Now I actually want to create the intersection on this layer here. So I make that layer active, surfaces, intersection of curves, model, layer, cancel, get rid of that, and there we can see it. I'm also going to hide that there as well. So now here's our model. I'm going to get rid of the couple of little anomalies in the middle, and there we go. Now, first things first, facing. Let's face this off. What I want to do though is just draw a little line for us to face on, so I'm going to make that horizontal there. There's a few different ways of doing this. You can just select the line on the front and extend the lead in. I prefer to just create a rough line there like that. So that's the line I can face down now. And then another thing I want to do, so I'll face it now. Let's go to lathe, select the geometry, there's the geometry, and go OK. I just want to finish it. No material to be taken off, so let's go to our tool crib. And the tool is saying is loose, so we don't have it, so let's select tool. I know I've selected finishing, but I'm actually going to be using a roughing tool. And let's mount that on the turret position 1, and we're done. Okay, so parameters, yep. I actually don't want it to go away because the next operation is going to be using the same tool. Lead in an X 2mm, lead out in Z 2mm. And we're good with that. And then we can see a little green toolpath comes in, faces down, off it goes. So now we want to look at turning this profile here, but we don't want it to take this out, and we want it to go a bit further than that, otherwise we could leave a ridge there, if you like, where the grooving tool comes in. So we just want to go slightly past that so the grooving tool starts at the same diameter. So let's look at extending this. So if we look at trim extend to one entity, we are going to pick this and go to there. But now I need to break this. so that I can select that and then this. So if I go break, now they're broke. Great. Now what I really want to do is just extend this a little bit. So if we go utilities and we go extend, and there we go. Nothing too scientific about it. That's just over 4mm. Perfect. If you did want to do something a little bit more accurate, you could have programmed an endpoint, but for me I didn't need to. So let's go insert turning now and select the geometry. So geometry starts there. You see there's a couple of little issues with my model. Great. Okay, so now we've got our profile, and we are going to be turning, not facing. If you want G71 moves in there, you can do. Tool 1. Let's go 2mm depth of cut, 0.1, 0.5, finishing there. So wrapper to define. So we can program here exactly what I want. So I'm going to get 2mm and 200mm. My lead in Z is going to be 2mm, lead out in X is 2mm. And I'll make that the same for all. So now it doesn't -1, means we've got to pick the tool. Oops. Okay, so now we need to mount it, and we're going to go 2. Okay, done. And now we can see our turn profile. Oops. Next thing I want to do is take the groove out. Turn groove, yeah, we shall rough and finish it. Now again, we don't have a tool, so let's add a tool in there. From library, and we're going to have a 3mm groove, and we shall mount that on 3. Okay, we'll have 2mm pecs, 1mm retract, 1mm clearance. Okay, 2mm lead in, 2mm lead out. And have the same tool to the finishing. So that hopefully and there we go. So there's our part grooved. So what we're going to do now is just simulate that. Rotate that, drag it over here. Let's come in, and we shall run that. Let's turn off the toolpaths. And there we go. That's part 1 of this tutorial done. Next tutorial we're going to mill the hexagon on there, cross hole, and the holes here. Thanks for watching, bye bye. Hi guys, it's Ben here from Simplifications, and today we're going to go through part 2 of the MillTurn tutorial that we started. So like we said in the previous tutorial, we're going to look at popping the hole down the centre, putting the flats on here, and some holes around here. So let's get started. First, just a standard hole straight down the centre. We didn't get the depth there, so there we go. Again, I'm not going to worry too much about sensor drilling. That hole is 10mm diameter. So it's found a 10mm drill, but it hasn't put on the turret. So let's mount that tool on 4. Peck it. Take it away. And there we've got the hole in the middle. Next thing we're going to mill. Now, the one thing we don't have here is the hex cut out. There's a couple of different ways of doing that. You could select extract edges, so we could get the frame from there. The way I'm going to do that is the same way I got the cross section here. So I'm going to create a new layer and call this hex. And we're going to go on the top from there. And I'll click through to view, and I'm going to do a circle. Okay, and make that 12. And there we go. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop that circle back a little bit. In fact, I'm going to drop it to about there. So I know that that's 10mm deep, so if I go -9, oops, wrong one. And there we go. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the intersection. So again, surface, plane, select that plane there, go OK to preview, yep, OK. And now I'm going to go into section of curves. So there's a solid, and there's that. Let's go cancel. Let's hide the plane again. So now we have our hex. We also have a circle that we don't want. So we can select the circle and bin it. There we go. So now I'm going to select the geometry. There we go. Top of the feature is 0. Bottom of the feature is 10. Polar interpolation. Tool group. So I'm going to select the 5mm, and I'm going to OK that, and I'm going to mount that on 5. and I'm going to do some side. I'm going to take one pass to do it. No, I'm going to take two passes. Select that to the right and apply to all. Do it in 2 steps, and I'm going to come in parallel on that. In fact, I can make that about 3, that's a bit too far. And we do the same for here, so same tool. Oops, so therefore, nope, I'm wrong. There we go, all good. So let's compute that. And we've got some going around the outside, so that's good stuff. Let's just save. And we shall simulate. Let's turn that off. We'll speed it up. There we go, that's looking good. Now, next thing is these holes. We could just select them straight from the model. What I like to do is always have the CAD there. So let's go for some points, and we're going to go centre of arcs. Now you can see it's not letting me select that. So let's look at a quick, simple method of getting these holes extracted from the model. We go to Utilities, Extract Edges from Single, make sure our holes layer selected, and we just select that layer there, and we go OK, turn off Solid, and there they are. But we also have a couple of other bits and bobs. There we go. Now let's put some holes. Now I just want to go back and pick the top of the feature, which is there, and then pick the bottom of the feature, which is there. Okay, and we shall compute that, give it a spin round, and we've got some holes going through there. Great. Now the last one we want to do is the little hole there. This time we need it to be cross drill. This is where we tell the system which way the hole is and which way the drill is. Okay, and it's got all of our information there that we want. And now we shall add the tool to number 7. Pay attention to the direction here, so make sure your tool is going the right way. Okay, we'll have a couple of little pecks going in there, and that's it. Now we shall compute that and hopefully simulate, and we're done. Turn the toolpath off. Now, just the way I've got the simulator set up, it appears that it's just nicked the side of the job there, but in fact it hasn't, because I have set it to rotate around the C. This machine does not have a y-axis. Okay. And we also have a little hole through the side there. Looking good. Right, last thing we want to do is part her off. So cut off, select the geometry, oops, I'm not sure if that was the right thing then. No, sorry, I wanted that. Select my part off blade, that's going to be don't forget to mount it. Part off blade's always going 11. And we do want a little breakage on the back of that to mount. Set our pecs, rapids. Right, now here's where we're going to use the MDI function, okay? You can see the MDI, what you can do is before the tool change, after the tool change, and you can do just one line of code, or you can do multiple lines of code, and you can have several features on the first line of code. So for example, if your machine needs to engage the C-axis before the tool change, add it in there. This machine doesn't need for us to engage the C-axis, but if it did, we would have to do this. What I'd recommend you do is create a few little templates in here, then come down here and save them. You can see I've got a generic cut-off transfer and things like that. So if I load that in, and it's like, yep, let's do the whole replace, and you can see how many I've got. So engage the C-axis. What have we got? Send turret to safe position. And there we go. You can see the positions and everything. Orientate the spindle. You know, there's multiple commands inside each operation as well. And this is just one line. And on the same line, we've got these two things here, and you can add comments and all that kind of stuff. And then we have a few after as well. I'm going to get rid of these because I don't need them. Oops. So all I really want is parts capture advance before the operation and after the operation I want it to retract. Simple. The M codes and whatnot for the parts catcher and things like that, and all these kind of things you see here, are inside the post. So, there we have it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Any questions, send us an email or send us a tweet. Speak to you soon. Thanks, guys.